Farlight 84 servers are shutting down. Farlight 84 is dead. I am quitting Farlight 84. These might be some of the headlines that you have seen in the YouTube space of Farlight 84. Are these videos actually true, or are we just getting clickbaited? What does the future of Farlight 84 actually look like? And are players really shifting to other games? There's a lot of questions, and we will try to find the answers today. So, ever since the 2.0 update on Farlight 84, the player base has been declining, and we all know why. Jetpacks were removed. You can see on the Steam charts how much of the PC player base has declined. But we also have to keep in mind that there is a standalone version and the game is also available on Epic Store, so we don't have all of the numbers. On top of that, there's also Google Play Store and App Store, and all we can see there is that people have been leaving really bad reviews. On the Farlight 84 official Discord, so many people have made threads and long messages of feedback, basically begging the developers to bring back Jetpacks. As a Twitch streamer, I've also taken a look at the numbers there. On Twitch, not only has the viewership for livestream been on an all-time low, but even dedicated streamers have stopped streaming the game. So, after everything burning down like this, why are the developers not coming back on their decision? The short answer is, the devs said that Jetpacks are holding them back to build a more sustainable and long-lasting game. In order for them to make this truly a hero shooter game, as they vision it, they need to take some steps back and rebuild certain aspects of the game. So, does that mean that they don't care about our opinion lights? I will leave that up for you guys to judge, but bringing Jetpacks is definitely not happening anymore. And the game that you used to know is just not the same anymore. We're looking at a completely different game. If you want a more in-depth answer, please make sure to check out my other video about the future explained. LazyCast actually gives some more insight here to why Jetpacks were removed and what they have in mind for the future. I can understand the reasoning as to why they removed Jetpacks and the vision they have in mind, but what I don't understand is why they are removing and reworking other things from the game, and it's just not the same as before. Vehicles are not the same, passives were removed, and it feels like every time something gets removed from the game, it's actually something fun. So why are they removing the fun factors from the game? Why are they making the game slower while the other competitor battle royales are actually adding movement? I'm not sure if this is intended or if we're going through an awkward developer phase of the movement aspect. Who knows? There's not a lot of communication around this, and as a dedicated player to this game, that's super frustrating. So, what can we expect in the next patch? One of the biggest headlines is that they might add something called Jetslide to improve the movement in the game. But ask yourself this, will that be enough to make people play the game and love the game again? Quite frankly, if this is the only addition to movement in the patch, I don't think it will be enough. But combine Jetslide with improved sprinting, bunny hopping, or wall jumps, then maybe it could work. Maybe people will come back and stick around. You also have to keep in mind that in the 2.0 update, a lot of the heroes still had their horizontal jetpack. This was kept in the game only as a placeholder, meaning that this will be removed either in the next patch or in the very near future after the next patch. The goal of the developers is to remove the jetpacks entirely, except for Maggie, because you know, that's like her whole kit. So in the next patch, we can also expect other characters to be reworked. Maybe Sienna can surf on her drone to move around. Maybe Captain can use his water cannon to boost him away. Things like this I think would be really cool in the game and would be fitting. It would add movement to the game, but still be unique to each and every one hero. I know I'm definitely sticking around to see what will happen because I do think there's a lot of cool things that could be done. Darkside's rework, for example, was a really good success in my book. I think we can also expect a new hero that was announced, Freddy. And I know a lot of us have been waiting for his arrival, and logically speaking, he should be something new in the game like we've never seen before. Even though he looks a lot like Mirage from Apex, but let's just ignore that fact for a second. So, is there still hope for Farlight 84? Will the game actually die? That is a super hard question to answer because the gaming industry is constantly changing. To be completely honest, I think this dark time for Farlight 84 has hurt the mobile player base the most, especially with other major titles coming out later this year and other smaller studios trying to lure players in by adding jetpacks, for example. What about Farlight 84 on console? Well, let me tell you that in the current state of the game, a console release is very unlikely. The game is not even close to being finished, it's very unpolished, there's a lot of bugs going around, but I do truly hope that we can get the game on console at some point this year. Not only with this boosted player base, but we could also see Farlight 84 pop off again and see similar numbers as how it was on global launch. So I also think, like myself, there's a lot of other people and dedicated players that are still left in the game, and we are still sticking around patiently to see what the devs are cooking. But this patience has its limits too, and if the next patch does not improve things significantly, that will be a big slap in the face, and that could possibly lead to a shutdown. So speaking about shutdowns, what is this rumor about servers shutting down? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not sure if this is actually true or not, but what I do know is that ever since they adjusted the matchmaking, this is when people started to experience ping issues. I also have to say that I've seen a lot of complaints about the matchmaking adjustment. It is super hard to solo queue right now because you're pretty much playing against stacked pre-made squads. Now for me personally, this is not a problem because I rarely game alone, but I've seen people quit the game because of this, and even I play against people that are around level 20 to 30, and I'm currently 400 plus in levels. To say that there's a skill gap is a really big understatement. So was that exchange really worth it? Less bots, but higher ping and unfair matchmaking. This kind of feels like Spain, but without the S. You can argue that map rotation would solve this issue, but even here there are some complications. Currently, Lambton and Sunset City need to be reworked. There is just too much open areas and the maps are actually unplayable because we don't have enough movement. And even if the maps get reworked, not everyone will like playing on them. So we need a good in-between solution. In conclusion, I think a lot will depend on the upcoming patch and what they will do with the movement of the game in order to compensate for the jetpack removal. The devs are definitely walking on thin ice here, I have to say. If the next patch is not a banger, I do not see the game succeeding. So what about you guys watching this video? Are you sticking around for the next patch, or have you already moved on? Maybe you're just taking a break? Let me know in the comments down below. And I just want to emphasize that I know I have high expectations for the next patch, but I'm really hopeful because I truly love this game. I've been making some really fun videos with my friends, and we only have good vibes and laughs, and I truly hope you check them out and realize that this game can still be amazing. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, much love.